been my lifeline. This has been my life before, during, and after.
Good evening, guys. So, as promised, eto na yung press con ni Lima.
Ang aking pinaglaban. Kaya maraming salamat.
After 7 years.
Ay inyong pinaglaban. Maraming salamat po sa mga panalak at sa walang kapagurang pananalig niyo sa katotohanan. Diyos mabalos, mabuhay ang sambayan ng Pilipino at ang Pilipinas.
Opening statement, partly sabi niya, no regrets sa nangyari sa kanya. At she never surrendered sa crisis sa kanya.
All right, you're opening now the floor for questions. First to ask.
Question and answer na.
Good evening po, ma'am. Good evening. Congratulations po sa legal victory niyo po na ito. Ang question ko po, ma'am, nabanggit niyo po sa statement niyo, yung mga persecutors niyo po, you will never be like them. Although, ma'am, malaking bagay po itong petition for bail, motion for reconsideration niyo po, for bail yun na natanggap. Hindi pa rin po tapos yung kaso. Dahil ongoing pa rin po siya. Pero masasabi niyo po ba na legally vindicated na po kayo on this recent victory?
Yes. Hindi ko pa buong na babasa yung decision. Although I'll try as much as possible to really avoid talking about the merits because as you said, as you acknowledged, hindi pa tapos talaga yung kaso. Baka ma-subjudice tayo. Pero, you know, as I said, I never lost faith. And we have always been confident about the merits of my case. And even when we first filed my petition for bail, nung una, before, matagal na kami nag-file ng bail. We were already confident of the merits of that. It's just unfortunate that the previous handling judge denied it. And so when we filed our motion for reconsideration, I think it was in June 13, we remained to be confident that the merits of our application for bail will be recognized and upheld by the court. And it took this long. Understandably, because the judge is a new judge, so we had to review the entire voluminous records of the case. We were actually expecting a ruling as early as September, because as I said, we filed the motion for reconsideration in June. So, medyo tumagal, understandably again, and ito nga, and I think, kasi nakita ko nga,
thank you, Jaya.
It was a an extensive discussion of the merits of our motion for reconsideration. So it is a legal vindication because we were always confident, although I cannot further make any comment about that. I have a lot to say about that, but you know, it's still pending. The case is still pending. Hindi pa po tapos. This is bail, this is traditional liberty, and this is definitely a great gift from the Almighty God.
Ang last question lang po for me. Yung Marcos administration po, sinasabi po nila paulit na the justice system is working in the Philippines, and in response to your latest legal victory, Justice Secretary Crispin Remulla, this is po yung statement niya. It just shows the independence of the judiciary, what I've always been saying from the beginning, and that they are free to decide as they please, as they deem fit. Any reaction lang po sa statement po ni Justice Secretary?
I actually thank the administration for respecting the independence of the judiciary and the rule of law. Ganun lang naman, as somebody said, the legitimacy of the judiciary lies in its independence. It's just like, you know, the legitimacy of the government or the legitimacy of the executive department or the government, the elected officials lie in the votes of the people. So judiciary, it's the independence. Without the independence of the judiciary, then we cannot say that the judiciary really has its legitimate standing in the scheme of things. So, tama lang na sinasabi na pinakita ngayon na we have a working system. Kasi matagal na nga namin hinihintay yan. You know, when the Marcos administration came in, there was some hope, at least in my case, that justice will happen. And kasi nga, I always knew that while
Yeah.
the former president is
Sorry.
in power, I will not be set free because my persecution was his project. So how can I be set free during his term? So nung nagbago ng administrasyon, may pag-asa talaga. At umasa talaga ako ng umasa na makakamit ko yung hustisya at malalaman natin yung katotohanan about my innocence. But again, ayaw ko na muna dagdagan yung mga ganyan statement. Medyo nasobrahan na nga. Thank you.
Thank you, Sen. One question po for Sen Risa. Any message po for Sen Leila now that she's free and that you finally met each other again?
Well, you did it, Leila. Konti na lang, konting-konti na lang. And napakalaking vindication
Si
ito
Risa
sa
Ontiveros.
buong opposition. Itong vindication sa'yo. Kasi sa lahat natin, ikaw talaga yung sumalubong sa pinakamatinding dago.
Yan na, presidente na yan.
Ikaw talaga yung sinirang puri niya, sinubukan namin. Ikaw talaga yung weaponize niya yung buong legal system para lang parusahan ka kasi ikaw yung unang nag-investiga sa kanya.
Ayan na ang
You
presidente.
continue to speak truth to power.
President Leila.
At kahit sinubukan niyang tambakan ka ng ng mga ako na magsasabi ng peking kaso, hindi naman ikaw magsasabi. Na-survive mo lahat yan. Na-survive mo yung stroke. Na-survive mo yung hostage taking. Hindi ka tumigil magsalita sa mga issue. Libo na siguro yung mga handwritten letters mo from Krami. And here you are. Here you are. So itong pagpapayag sa wakas na makapost ka ng bail at yung napipinto mong ganap na paglaya. Parang sumilip na ulit yung sikat ng araw. At alam natin, kahit napakatagal ng naging gabi mo, napakatagal ng gabi ng maraming kababayan natin. Once sumikat yan, dahil sa mga ginawa mo, hindi mapipigilan kumalat yan. So we're also happy to have you with us and we all love you very much.
Ngayon lang nakita ko tumawa talaga si De Lima. Si Leila. Parati malungkot, worried. Ngayon lang tumawa talaga. Maganda yung aura niya.
Lagi ka rin nandyan. And you also write me regularly. Susulatan kami yan.
Thank you, Sen Risa. Thank you, Sen Leila. Our next asked question is Andrea Alimario from CNN Philippines.
Tama ka, Ignacio. Basina, dapat tanungin tungkol sa
Hi, ma'am.
ICC.
Good evening po. Anjo po. Hi, ma'am. Almost 7 years in detention. And you've mentioned about surviving persecution. Do you plan to go after your persecution?
Yeah.
Do you plan to sue them? And your message to former President Rodrigo Duterte?
Yeah.
First, yung message ko kay former President Duterte, isa lang, God forgive him and God bless him. Yun lang muna ngayon. Marami pa akong pwedeng sabihin sa kanya. Pero wag muna. I don't want to be I don't want to be political sounding tonight because this is a moment of joy. This is,
Tama rin naman. Tama rin naman.
moment for me. So I, as much as possible, I want to be gracious. And so yun na lang muna. God forgive him.
Tama. Tama.
He knows what he did today.
He knows what he did to
I
me.
suppose.
Lagot ka, Duterte.
Any plans of counter-suing or going after them?
Pinag-uusapan namin yan ng mga abogado.
Yeah.
Wala muna kami mga specific na mga pwedeng i-announce about that.
Yan, yan.
There's always that option, but as to definite plans, pinag-uusapan yan. Of course, there will be, I need to do something also. A lot of things to
Yes!
do.
Yes! Yan na, lagot kayo.
Madali, napakahirap, masakit talaga kung ipakulong ka na wala kang kasalanan.
Tama.
And it's a matter of justice that those that need to be held accountable should be held accountable.
Yan na! Yan na! Clash of the Titans na to.
Sorry about that. Senator, I know you said that
Legal
you
war.
have no regrets about what happened. But what was the lowest point in those 6 years, 8 months, 21 days? And what pulled you through?
Well, isa sa mga, is, of course, sa personal life, sa family life, kasi may mga milestones sa family na mga na-miss ko. Like, for example, when my son, Vincent, passed the bar exams, and I was not allowed to attend his graduation. Masakit para sa akin yan. And then it's always painful to me that I'm not with my mom, my 91-year-old ailing mom, who's now bedridden. So isa nga yan sa mga una kong gagawin, umuwi ka agad ako sa Bicol para makapiling ko ang aking ina. And we haven't seen each other for more than 4 years already. So itong homecoming na to, this will give her the best Christmas gift. I definitely would want to see her already. Siya excited na rin siguro. Kanina, nung nasa court ako, pinakausap sa akin ng brother ko sa cellphone niya, yung mami ko. And she's waiting for me. And so, masakit sa akin yun na mawalay ka sa pamilya. And of course, yung mga nawawala, mga wala na sa mundong ito, mga kamag-anak, mga kaibigan, yung nawala si Pinoy, I was so down and I could not even pay my last respects. And some other friends, some other allies like si Seth Biligi. Masakit din sa akin not being able to say goodbye yung mga nawala na dito. And I'm of course updated with the news because meron naman akong newspapers and my staff would send me printed copies of news articles, online articles, and nakikita ko naman ang mga nagiging developments. And well, there are good news, there are bad news, there are sad news, and all that. But really, those more than 6 years of being alone, because I've always considered my detention, my unjust detention, as both a curse and a blessing. It's a curse because I don't deserve it at all. It's a blessing because there are many things also that I've learned while in detention. I became more prayerful. I became closer to the Lord because, I got so much time to pray, to read the Bible, to reflect, to do contemplative prayer and all that. So those are blessings. And then I have learned to appreciate mundane things, small things in life. Pag umuulan, lumalabas ako sa quarters ko para lang obserbahan yung ulan and all that. And then I have stray cats in my quarters. That's why I was so sad. I was almost crying when I left Kampo today or Custodial today because I had to leave the cats there. pwede my companions take up my sanity intact. So, yung mga ganun po, it's a purifying experience.
Tama. Amen.
Pero pag may mga bisita ako, and then they would say, you can imagine what you feel. And then I'm tempted to say, no, you can never imagine
You can't
what I
imagine.
feel. You know it only when you go through this also yourself. But I developed a very routinary daily life in my detention. It's a very routinary daily life. And my problem now is how to adjust. Kasi magiging iba na ang aking routine from now on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sen. Leila, any more questions? Mara from State Sen.
Biro mo, na-stroke siya roon. Imagine mo
And
yun.
Leila, Mara po from the Straits Times. You've always been a very vocal figure in the Philippine opposition. What do you think, ma'am,
Yeah.
are the implications of your release today for the Philippine opposition now? Your presence into the open world, I'm sure, do you think would it help invigorate the opposition forces, especially now that kakaunti lang po sila ngayon sa Kongreso? What's your message for the opposition figures and the opposition people in the opposition movement who are of course very happy that you're released?
First of all, my fight for my advocacies will continue. And my
Yeah.
advocacies are being shared by the opposition. Fight for the truth, fight for justice, fight for rule of law, fight for democracy, fight for sovereignty. And definitely I've been working side by side with the opposition. I remain to be an opposition. And I'm with the opposition because we share the very same advocacies, ideals, and visions for this country. And hindi naman natapos yung pakikilaban ko sa mga advocacies ko habang nakakulong ako. I never stopped. And now that I'm free, I'm even going to work harder for those advocacies.
Ma'am, if there's one thing that you want the international community to remember about your legal victory today, what would it be po?
Well, it is a vindication of my innocence. And I thank the international community for closely monitoring my case. They've been there, and it helps a lot. It means a lot to me. The international community, almost from day one, has been monitoring the progress of my case, and many of them, many personalities, foreign dignitaries, and also foreign organizations have been releasing statements calling for my release. And this is vindication. And I will further work for complete vindication because hindi pa nga tapos itong kaso na to. I want people to know the truth of my innocence. I want the people to know how it happened. I want the people to know who are behind it. So in due time, because that's vindication. Kasi marami na paniwala noon. So this is my opportunity because they destroyed my life,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm going to rebuild my life now. They destroyed or ruined my name, my reputation. Now that I'm free, I'm going to work hard to redeem my name, and vindication, complete vindication, is the key. Thank you.
Thank you, Sen. Any more questions? All right. Before we end, are there anything else that Senator Leila and Senator Risa would like to add?
Pasasalamat lang po sa inyong lahat. Hindi niyo ko pinabayaan, kayo, my friends, my allies, my supporters, my sympathizers, for believing in me all this time, for your continued faith in me. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sen. Thank you, Sen Leila. Thank you, Sen Risa. Okay, that ends our presser for today. And thank you so much, friends in the media.
Okay guys, subukan natin kung meron tayong ma-source out na yung earlier statement niya, yung opening statement. Oy, thank you ha. God's Grace and Mercy Catholic Church, really appreciate it ha. Really appreciate the support you have given me. Ha? Nag-toast pa sila. And to the team, ha? Thank you very much. Kasama po tayo sa laban na ito. Sandali. Tingnan natin kung meron tayo makitang yung early statement. Sayang no, yung mga media konti lang ang tanong. Hindi lang man na-touch yung ICC. Sayang no. Wait, tingnan natin kung meron na ba yung ma-replay. Ito. May sasabihin pa siguro. May sasabihin pa.
Hindi ko pa alam kung talagang diretso na paplanuhin pa namin because foremost kasi iniisip na it's my security. So we have to be doubly.
Yung mga plano-plano niya siguro.
Okay po, kung wala na pong questions, last photos na lang po and then we can wrap up.
So guys, for now, habang nagpo-photo op sila, at saka kung ano-ano pa, yun lang, ang pinakabuot nito, ang pinakamaganda na narinig natin dito.
In jail.
I never lost, I said it. I lost the hate.
He's asking about my health. I said, I have health issues because I'm no longer young. In fact, I turned senior citizen or dual citizen in jail already because I was arrested when I was 57 and now I'm 64.
Imagine.
So I nag-birthday at last senior citizen at last. And I kept praying really that this Christmas won't be inside jail, the celebration of Christmas. Grabe talaga yung dasal namin because as I told you, we were expecting the resolution on the MR as early as September. So last month, so every time na nag-hearing yung sa court, ay umaasa kami na ilalabas na ni judge yung ruling niya. And this today kasi is the last day, last hearing.
So, we wanna thank Rappler for this video.
January na. So we were really expecting na ngayon na ilalabas because of that. As I said, September pa lang umaasa na kami na lalabas na yung ruling. And we were always really confident that I will be granted bail because we believe and we are sure of the merits of our cause.
Okay.
Ito talaga, hindi ito nawawala.
Freedom.
Buhay si Leila! Buhay! Buhay si Leila! Buhay!
Sen, isa pong nakatayo naman. Alright po, maraming salamat po.
Magpa-private time daw siya with her family and we are happy for her. Okay, close na natin yan. And then we will go to her opening statement kanina, ha? Opening statement na na-miss natin, ha? From the beginning, her opening statement.
Free at last. At last. After 6 years, 8 months, 21 days. And this is my 2,454th day. So I'm released after 2,454 days. Hindi ko talaga ma-describe ang feeling na nangyari na yung pinakahihintay ko. But with your permission, I think some of you would want to ask questions later. But with your permission, meron po akong babasahin munang statement. Can I do that? Though it took too long, I never lost faith that my inevitable freedom will come. Alam niyo lahat kung gaano tayo katagal naghintay ng nagtiis, na may pananalig na ang katotohanan at totoong hustisya ay magtatagumpay. But the counting of the years, the months, days, hours, minutes, seconds, the milestones in my own life, in my family's life, and in our nation's history that I have missed by being unjustly detained cannot be counted. None of those can fully express how much and how long I have longed to be able to say the words, finally, the truth has set me free. Yes, it's always the truth. It's always for the truth. And that's why I'm now set free. Wala siguro sapat na mga salita ang lubos na makakapaglarawan sa damdamin ng isang inosenteng inapi sa kabila ng pighati at paghihirap na dulot ng pagpaluktot sa mismong batas at prosesong ipinaglalaban ay patuloy na nananalig, nananampalataya at umaasa na darating din ang panahon na mananaig ang katotohanan at tunay na katarungan. Every moment was a test, and every single second was a fight to rise above the sorrow, the fears, the uncertainties of the future, and even, to be honest, the temptation to be overcome by hate and vindictive thoughts. There was always that temptation. Lahat po yun nilabanan ko. Hindi ko isusuko ang aking pagkatao at pagiging tao. They may have taken years of my life, but they will never take my humanity. Ang mundo ay puno ng mga taong buktot ang kaluluwa at makasarili sa harap ng pagtuusan ng taong bayan. I will never be one of them. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every month, and every year of the last 2,454 years, 4,054 days was a struggle. But the one thing I can honestly say is that I never allowed myself to even entertain any regret. No regrets. Yes, I wish things turned out differently, but these are things that were beyond my control. But for the things that were, what I did, how I reacted, and my reasons for fighting for those who were victimized and cannot speak for themselves, I have no regret. As I appear before you today, 6 years, 8 months, 21 days, after I peaceably surrendered myself to the authorities, it is one of my greatest achievements in my career and in my life to say that not only did I survive all these years of persecution and unjust detention, I came out stronger than ever, with an even stronger commitment to truth, justice, human rights, democracy, and the rule of law. These are not just words to me. These have been my lifeline. This has been my life before, during, and after my unjust detention started. Kayo po ang aking pinaglaban. Kaya maraming salamat dahil ako rin ay inyong ipinaglaban. Maraming salamat po sa mga panalangin nyo at sa walang kapagurang pananalig nyo sa katotohanan. Diyos mabalos, mabuhay ang sambayan ng Pilipino at ang Pilipinas. Thank you, Senator.
Ayan po ang opening statement. So, narinig na natin yung question and answer. So, hindi na natin madagdagan kung ano pa man because this is her day. So, she has the floor. Vlogcaster is here for her. Siya ang bida ngayon. So, hindi na tayo. Later on, we will give more analysis. But for now, it's just Senator Leila. We are happy for her. And we thank God for this development. And before we end, we just like to say, ganyan na daw sign ngayon for president. Or whatever position. Yan na daw, yan na. Ginawa nila yan kanina. So, thank you very much for watching. Tuloy ang laban. May nakikita na tayo mga victories, small and big. There is hope in our fight. Continue fighting. Next fight natin, 2025 and 2028. So please share this vlog to friends and relatives. Let us continue the fight. Let us continue the electoral reform. And mucho y mas gracias a todos. Buenas noches. Buenos días doon sa buenas agas doon sa abroad. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. Good morning. And good evening, everyone.